The story begins on a lavish private island, owned by a charismatic billionaire and frequented by a select group of guests. Yet beneath the idyllic beauty lies something far more sinister. What appears to be paradise soon reveals itself as a nightmare. The film opens with Frida, a young waitress harboring ambitious dreams of becoming a nail artist, specializing in animal-themed designs. She shares her creations online, hoping for recognition. One day, while scrolling through social media, she discovers an interview with Slater King, a billionaire tech mogul. In the video, Slater publicly seeks forgiveness for vague misconduct, announces his resignation as CEO, and reveals that he has retreated to a private island where he now lives off the grid, raising chickens and cultivating his own food. Frida, secretly infatuated with him, begins researching everything she can find about his life. Restless with her monotonous routine, she confides in her roommate Jess, admitting she desperately needs an escape. Days later, Frida and Jess arrive at Slater's annual gala to work as waitresses. Before the event begins, Frida's boss warns her sternly. The previous year, she had attempted to speak with Slater, causing a stir. Frida insists it was harmless. Slater had merely complimented her nails, but her boss remains unimpressed, instructing her to remain invisible this time. The gala is extravagant, filled with impeccably dressed elites. As Frida serves drinks, she cannot resist stealing glances at Slater. Later, Jess sneaks her into the locker room, revealing 2 hidden party dresses. The women change, blending seamlessly into the glamorous crowd.
Okay. East, west, east, west, west, east. Hello. West.
Frida soon spots Slater and nervously approaches.
If that alarm would go off, you stole. Oh, Frida. Frida.
Only to collide with a waiter and fall. Embarrassed, she looks up to find Slater extending his hand. After helping her up, he introduces her to his inner circle, Dr. Rich, his therapist, Cody, a childhood friend, Stan, his security guard, Vic, his right-hand man, and 2 striking women, Heather and Camilla. The group also includes Lucas, a recent graduate, Tom, a DJ, and Sarah, a reality television star. The evening dissolves into a haze of laughter, music, and endless drinks. Frida is exhilarated. This is everything she imagined. Just as the night reaches its peak, Slater's assistant Stacy arrives, announcing it is time to depart for the island. Slater bids Frida farewell and disappears, only to return moments later with an invitation for her and Jess to join him. They accept without hesitation. The next scene shows the group, minus Dr. Rich, boarding a private jet. Upon arrival, Frida is awestruck by the island's opulence. Stacy reappears, requesting that everyone surrender their phones to fully disconnect. Even Jess reluctantly complies. Slater personally escorts Frida to her room. Already stocked with elegant clothing. After showering, she discovers a mysterious perfume and tries it. Suddenly, an elderly maid enters, gazes at her strangely, and calls her Red Rabbit. Frida, bewildered, asks what it means, but the woman silently departs. Later, Frida reunites with Jess, who is unsettled by how their rooms were prepared with wardrobes despite their last-minute arrival. Frida dismisses it as another indulgence of the wealthy. Soon, they meet the other women on the island, all dressed in similar styles, though no one questions it. At the pool, the men are already gathered. As festivities continue, Frida exchanges glances with Slater, though Sarah attempts to flirt with him. He remains polite but uninterested, his attention fixed on Frida. Later, Slater offers Frida a tour of the island. He shows her a rare flower, Dateria, the source of the exotic perfume in her room, and warns her about lash vipers, venomous snakes his staff is working to eradicate. During their walk, Slater confides that he remembers almost nothing before the age of 10, which is why he sees Dr. Rich, a therapist specializing in repressed memories. Frida finds this unsettling, but Slater remarks, sometimes forgetting is a gift. Their conversation is interrupted when they spot Stacy carrying several red gift bags. That evening, the group gathers in a candlelit dining room after the generator fails. During dinner, Frida spills something on her dress. Vic asks about her career, and she admits she is still figuring it out. Frida then notices Vic is missing a pinky. When Slater jokingly asks how it happened, Vic avoids answering, instead producing a vial of MDMA. The group soon descends into intoxicated revelry, laughing and celebrating as though nothing else exists. Later that night, Frida, alone in her room, realizes the stain on her dress has mysteriously vanished. Confused, she dismisses it. Days pass in a blur of champagne, sunlit swims, gourmet meals, and nightly indulgence in drugs. It appears to be paradise, at least on the surface. One evening, Slater notices a faint scar near Frida's eye and asks how it happened. She has no idea. He quickly shifts the conversation to her nails, and Frida eagerly explains her passion project, a nail mouse, a whimsical fusion of animal motifs and nail art. Slater seems amused, but without warning, he abruptly leaves, forgetting his vaporizer behind. Later, while examining it, Frida is startled to discover dirt beneath her fingernails. She freezes, unsettled. Where could it have come from? The next morning, she sets out to return the vaporizer and spots Slater leaving a therapy session with Dr. Rich. She greets the doctor, recalling their first meeting at the gala and the blinking joke. But Dr. Rich appears nervous, barely responding before rushing out of the mansion clutching one of the red gift bags. That night, the island pulses with music and laughter. Guests dance wildly, intoxicated and carefree, until a scream cuts through the revel.
I must be free to learn all I can about me.
It's Jess. She's been bitten by a snake. Slater rushes over, kills the snake with a bottle, and calmly assures everyone the venom isn't lethal. Jess, unconvinced, panics and storms out, demanding her phone and insisting she wants to leave. These people aren't normal, she warns. Frida, however, resists. For the first time in her life, she feels visible, special. This is the escape she has longed for. After tense debate, Jess reluctantly agrees to stay. Later that night, alone in her room, she suffers a sudden nosebleed. The following morning, Frida resumes her routine, shower, the intoxicating perfume, and a stroll through the estate. But she notices a red gift bag outside her room. Curious, she enters, and is stunned to find dozens of identical bags stacked inside. Before she can process it, the old maid appears again, calling her Red Rabbit. She offers Frida a strange green liquid. Without hesitation, Frida drinks it. The maid then gestures toward a pile of snake remains, revealing the liquid is venom extracted from the captured vipers. Horrified, Frida flees. That night, she dreams of Jess holding a knife, whispering for her to hide it. She wakes disoriented, pale, and visibly unwell, enough to draw Sarah's concern. Lucas enters with a fresh bruise under his eye, but no one asks about it. Strangely, Jess is missing, and no one seems to notice. At breakfast, the men plan a fishing trip while the women remain behind. One casually produces a lighter engraved with Jess's name. Frida freezes. She asks about Jess, but none of them recall her. Panicked, Frida rushes to Jess's room, only to find it stripped bare, as if no one ever lived there. Frantic, she searches her own room and discovers a knife hidden behind the mirror. Suddenly, Sarah enters holding the same lighter. Frida insists Jess was real, but Sarah denies it, claiming she would remember if another girl had been there. The pieces begin to fall into place. Dirt under her nails, missing memories, unexplained bruises, something is deeply wrong. Sarah reveals a bruise on her arm with no recollection of how she got it. She confesses that the only person she truly knows is Cody, who approached her in a coffee shop, claiming to recruit guests for the island. The realization hits, they are being manipulated, drugged, controlled. Frida recalls Slater's chilling words, forgetting is a gift. Together, they sneak into the room filled with red bags and deduce that the perfume is laced with a substance causing memory loss. Frida explains that after drinking the snake venom, fragments of her memory began to return. They find more venom and give some to Sarah, then spike tequila shots with it, offering them to Heather and Camilla in hopes of awakening them. Stacy arrives, drinks without hesitation, and quietly warns them, the men will return soon. Frida races to find the confiscated phones, asking Sarah to keep watch. Soon, Sarah begins to feel the venom's effects, her nose bleeding like Jess's. The men return. Slater immediately asks for Frida. Sarah, struggling to remain calm, replies that she is freshening up in her room. Meanwhile, Frida sneaks into Slater's private villa. She discovers a locked cupboard, forces it open, and finds the phones. Just as she reaches for them, Sarah screams outside. Panicked, Frida hides everything. A small box falls from the shelf, spilling Polaroid photos, dozens of guests, each holding red gift bags identical to hers. Before she can react, Slater enters casually, retrieving a vial of liquid for his vape, unaware Frida is hiding beneath his desk. Suddenly, the venom takes hold. Her nose bleeds, and memories surge back. She recalls being bound, gagged, and tortured alongside other women while the men laughed. She realizes Jess had remembered too, and that Slater ordered Stan to kill her. Horrified, Frida escapes and confides in Sarah, revealing Jess's fate in the abuse. They agree to remain quiet until Heather and Camilla's memories resurface.
There she is.
Missed you.
Aw, I miss you too. You guys getting...
At dinner, Frida struggles to maintain composure as memories overwhelm her. Nights of assault, the perfume erasing pain and truth, Lucas resisting but mocked into submission. She recalls something worse. Dr. Rich had assaulted her recently. His panic at the gala now makes sense. Slater had reassured him, the worse it is, the more they forget. In the present, Frida forces herself to dance. Sarah joins, and slowly the others follow, restoring a fragile illusion of normalcy. But then Camilla screams, her memories have returned. In a frenzy, she stabs Tom repeatedly until Slater intervenes. Heather's memories resurface too. She grabs a chessboard and attacks Vic. Inside, Sarah drives a knife through Cody's hand, though he escapes. Okay, Heather smashes the chessboard into Vic's face until Stan shoots her dead. Stan spots Frida and pursues her into the woods. She runs desperately, but he corners her, gun raised. Just as he prepares to fire, Sarah strikes from behind, crushing his skull with a rock. Back at the villa, Slater drags Vic's broken body inside along with Camilla, bound and barely conscious. Lucas, confused and terrified, pleads for answers, his memories clouded by the perfume. Slater ignores him, coldly stepping on Camilla's neck until she dies. Elsewhere, Frida searches her room for a weapon. Stacy appears, shaken, not from fear, but from memory. Unlike the others, she had chosen to forget, using the perfume willingly to preserve her ignorance. Now, furious at Frida for forcing her to remember, she lashes out, enraged that the nightmare she tried to erase has returned. Forgetting was a gift, Stacy screams, accusing Frida of stealing that gift away. A violent struggle erupts. Frida fights with everything she has, and in the chaos, she drives a knife into Stacy's chest. Stacy gasps, stumbles, and collapses, dead. Meanwhile, in the woods, Cody hunts the remaining women under Slater's orders, but his pursuit ends quickly. Sarah emerges from the shadows and shoots him without hesitation. Back at the villa, Lucas remains lost in confusion. The perfume has dulled his memory, leaving him unable to comprehend why the women are resisting or why paradise is unraveling. Frida, however, discovers something that changes everything: a Polaroid photo of herself. Same face, same eyes, same red gift bag, but dated a year earlier. Horror floods her. She realizes she has been here before. Perhaps more than once. Determined, Frida and Sarah arm themselves, one with a knife, the other with a gun. They march to Slater's private villa and demand entry. Slater refuses, but Lucas, still oblivious, opens the door. Bang! Sarah fires, killing him instantly. Chaos erupts. Slater lunges at Frida, tackles her, and slams the door shut. Inside, they fight. Frida seizes a heavy object, but Slater overpowers her. Memories surge back. A year ago, she tried to escape. She fell, smashing her face against a rock, leaving the scar near her eye. That same night, she painted her nails red with a rabbit design. She was the red rabbit all along. She also recalls something brutal. During a desperate fight, she bit Vic's pinky finger clean off. In the present, Frida is tied up, helpless. Slater speaks calmly, as though nothing is wrong. He insists the world would be better if people could forget: no pain, no trauma, no guilt, only peace. He urges her to surrender, to embrace oblivion, to wear the perfume. But while he rambles, Frida is already working. Quietly, she cuts herself free with a shard of broken glass. Gunshots erupt outside. Sarah is firing at the locked door, but she runs out of bullets before breaking through. Slater storms out, furious, drags Sarah back inside, and finds Frida standing, knife in hand, free from the ropes. He stares her down, calm and confident. He takes the knife with ease. For a moment, Frida believes it is over, that he will kill her. But instead, Slater smiles. "I won't hurt you," he says. "You're my best friend." Then he inhales deeply from his vape. Seconds later, his eyes glaze. He wobbles, disoriented. What's happening? Where am I? Frida reveals the truth. While he was outside, she spiked his vape with the very perfume he created. The drug takes hold. Slater collapses, knocking over a table of candles. Flames ignite, spreading rapidly. Frida seizes Sarah and escapes, leaving Vic to burn with the villa. Outside, smoke and ash fill the air. Sarah glances at Frida. "I hope you know what you're doing," she says. Frida doesn't answer. Behind them, Slater staggers out of the burning villa. She saved him. Time passes. A new gala unfolds, same glamour, same setting. Slater is present, but changed. Dazed, quiet, a ghost of himself. Dr. Rich approaches nervously, asking to speak in private. Before Slater can respond, Frida steps in. Calmly, she tells the doctor Slater is unavailable. Rich freezes. He recognizes her. When she says, "I remember you," his face drains of color. The host takes the stage and introduces the new CEO of Slater's company, Frida. She smiles, graceful, powerful, in control. As the crowd applauds, she discreetly adds a few drops of perfume to Slater's vape. Just enough to keep him calm. In the end, the truth of Slater's island proves far darker than luxury or excess. It was never a retreat, it was a hunting ground. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more dark, disturbing, and thought-provoking recaps. Until next time, stay alert, and never forget.